So if you're a school leader, DSL, or a pastoral lead, what we're going to say is probably going to sound really familiar. Your team are working incredibly hard, but referrals are still rising and they're also becoming more and more complex. So it feels like you're constantly firefighting despite all the work that you're doing.
When it comes to mental health and well-being, the experience of the student is often that they're asked to seek out help if they're struggling. But in reality, the majority don't actually know when they've reached that point, or they don't have the confidence to take that next step. The problem is if you can't articulate how you're feeling, then that's going to be a huge barrier to you actually seeking out the help that you need. So what's the result? They go quiet, they suppress it, and by the time they ask for help, usually what's happened is the situation has escalated or it's become more complex.
And that isn't a failure of your pastoral system as such. It's just a gap in learning, and it's a skill set that that student does not have. And so emotional foundations have to be built way earlier than when they're actually needed. And most schools don't have a consistent structure for that. And so that is the gap that Council Clouds has been built to address. It's that shift from constantly living in reactive pastoral care to a much more proactive and upstream emotional education. And we call it building emotional foundations. So it's not one-off assemblies or workshops or initiatives, which are all great in isolation, but it's consistent scaffolded learning.
And that's really the same logic as teaching anything within a school. It's all about consistency, it's about scaffolding, and it's about repetition. So, Council Clouds will help your students to build stronger emotional foundations, to understand themselves a bit better, and to know when to seek help. As a result, you'll start to see your pastoral patterns shift.
And the schools doing really well in this well-being space are the ones who are implementing a structured learning process. They're actively looking to reduce stigma and they have a shared language around well-being and mental performance. So that's what we're helping schools build, and that's the core reason behind why we've built Council Clouds.
If you want to improve the emotional foundations at your school, then feel free to either take a look at the breakdown of our framework or you can book in a call. More than happy to talk it through in a bit more detail.